Yo, welcome back. Last time we finished the investigation for case 5. I looked over some stuff. I'm going to go over what I've thought about since last time. Okay, I've thought a lot about these two messages. The numbers here and the message here. Okay, I spent like half an hour in Paint, like turning this upside down, sideways, mirroring it, trying to read like other things it could say. I came up with a lot of things. Like if you flip this 180 degrees, these two characters here kind of read like Satsu, maybe, which could be like Keisatsu, like police, or it could be Satsu, like Satsuki, like Satsuki's body, I guess maybe. But that seems like kind of a stretch. Kind of look like you could read Hisashi if you read it upside down, or like Hisashi booty or something like that, like long time. I don't think that's it. I looked at it a lot, and the one thing that stood out to me that seems like, okay, this actually makes some sense, is if you read this upside down, this really looks like a 4, and this is like the Japanese character for tree. Or it could just be like a Arabic tree with just like the line missing. And 4 tree is obviously this. Like if you turn the ka upside down, it really looks like a 4. And to me, this seems like too much of a coincidence. This could be a 0. That's a really weird 0 though. Like with the vertical stroke missing. It's more like a square than a 0 though. That's the part that made me think maybe I'm just chasing ghosts. Because this is really hard to think that this is 0. But reading this as 4 tree upside down makes a lot of sense to me. Which is obviously this. And keep in mind, Mikako is the one who gave this to us. So maybe this was her way of saying, look, the writing on the floor, that's not my name, this is what it was. Maybe it's something like that. That's all I've got for these messages. It could be like one of the random things I listed. Maybe you just read this in some weird way and it says something else. Something else. I don't know if I mentioned this last time. I think I forgot. We specifically smelled gunpowder when we entered the room to find the body. There has been no sign of anything that could produce gunpowder. This is like anesthetic gas. That's not gunpowder. Gunpowder is like a firearm, right? There's nothing like that in any of the evidence. So I don't know if that's supposed to mean that he was like shot with a shotgun or something from the armory, and it was just returned. Something else I mentioned was the possibility that we were the culprit, because it took us some time to get to the 5th floor. I wasn't sure if that was canon or not. I went back and checked that scene, and it does seem like it is, because when we left the diner, Yuki said, "Oh, the others have gone on ahead. I need to catch up to them." And then we go up to the 5th floor. Now, it really doesn't seem like Yuki would have had enough time to do everything the culprit needed to do there. It just doesn't seem like there was enough time. So I think we're in the clear. So really, for who the culprit is, my thoughts right now are, it's either Kinjo, or it's the secret 17th student who's controlling Monokuma. Because another thing is Kurokawa's door being open. Because we saw Kurokawa this morning. We talked to her and we like strangled her or something. And then she ran away. But she was leaving her room. Like, she would have closed her door, and presumably she had her key on her. Why was her door open? That's so weird. Like, the one thing that makes sense is that the mastermind just like can open the door, because he can just do that. And maybe the mastermind is trying to frame Kurokawa for something. I think the anesthetic gas may have been used on Kurokawa to like put a knife in her hands and put her in front of the body or something. It's kind of stupid. Yeah, okay, something else I forgot. When we found the body, Kurokawa was covered in blood, which means, like, she had blood splatter on her. Was she next to the body when the victim was killed? Oh, did she just like move the corpse? Did the worms in her head tell her to move the corpse? It doesn't seem like he was shot with a gun though, because the meat says the shape is squeezed beyond recognition. Like that, to me that implies it was crushed, right? Like he was crushed by something, which would indicate the bulkhead door. But what's the gunpowder then? What the fuck is the gunpowder? Is the thing we smelled as gunpowder just anesthetic gas? Like the remnants of it? My guess right now is that we are not gonna know who the killer is at the end of this trial, and it's gonna go into chapter 6. That's my actual guess, because I feel like we're missing way too much evidence. That's what I feel. If I have to guess a killer right now, Kinjo's the only one of us who could have really done it. Or it could be like the secret mastermind. But that's what I'm going with for now. I want to start this. I'm really interested in how this trial is gonna go. Let's just start. Let's save first. All right. Oh, the text box is fine for the trial. Nice. Now, let's start with a brief explanation of the class trial. The outcome of the class trial is decided by your votes. If you point out the blackened, then only they will get punished. But if you pick the wrong person, then I'll punish everyone else except the blackened, and the one who deceived everyone will graduate proudly. Now, you may start with... The culprit is Kurokawa, nothing more to see here. Shut up. Oh, you start already? Well, it doesn't matter. Please discuss things carefully. Wait a minute, Tyria, we've only just started. It's just the beginning and nothing more, right? God, I hate you so much. Before Mikari was the first to investigate, but now how can you prove it? It's a class trial. The culprit is still Kurokawa, you all know that, don't you? At the time Yuki and Mikari found the body, Kurokawa was bloody at the scene. Besides, everyone except Kurokawa was together. Atari-kun, calm down a little. As Maida-kun said, we're just starting. Wouldn't it be better to sort things out? No, I'm perfectly calm right now. This is different from before. I mean, it's a conclusion after a thorough analysis, not a call-out of a desire to escape from reality. Of course, I also think Mikako-chan is the most suspicious, but... Yeah, you're not gonna say anything for this entire trial, are you? Calm your bullshit. It looks exactly the same as before, so stop and let's begin the discussion. What do you mean? Isn't Kurokawa the culprit? Oh my god, I hate you so much. Of course, I also see Kurokawa as the main suspect, but currently Tyria is being too forward. It's a requirement to at least have a discussion. For now, it would be better to convince Tyria. The knife is the evidence. A clean knife. Oh, I have oh, that's what Kisaragi's skill was. I have infinite blue health now. That's really good, actually. I'm not done talking. She was bloodied at the scene. I mean, there's even more evidence than this. Stupid, your life is at stake. Can't you take responsibility for it? It's because you don't need to see it. Besides, there's more evidence that you can't dismiss. Have you forgotten? Kurokawa is holding a kitchen knife. What? Is there a statement after? She was holding a kitchen knife, yeah? If you're not the culprit, why are you holding a knife? Okay, there we go. Kyria, just because she was holding a kitchen knife doesn't mean she's the culprit. What are you talking about? No matter how you look at it, she was carrying a weapon. I'm not sure you can even cook in there. You can tell by looking at the body of Kisaragi, the victim of this case. Kisaragi wasn't stabbed to death by this knife. It was also specified in the Monokuma file there was no special wounds other than a hole in his chest. Right, and crucially, there was not a drop of blood on the knife, no sign of stabbing anyone. That's true, sorry for forcing this, but then what was the kitchen knife for? Unless she was set up in a murder? I won't deny that issue with you. I admit that Kurikawa is suspicious to the end, but that doesn't mean that you can just blindly conclude that she's the culprit. I know. I'm sorry, without knowing I let my habit run wild again. I didn't grow at all, I don't think I did. Yeah, you haven't. You're really annoying. No, it's because we all understand it. That piece of evidence, didn't I literally call that like 2 episodes ago? I was like, man, this knife is going to be used in the very first non-stop debate of the trial because the Tory is going to go, oh, Kurikawa's the culprit, you killed him with a knife, and we're going to use the clean knife to debunk it. Pretty sure I literally said that word for word. Are we done now? Then let's start with the case. Wait, are you okay for 1 minute before that? What else? What else is there? Well, that one next to Monokuma. Yeah, I saw that. What is that? Why is Kisaragi's portrait over there? Oh, this? Well, don't mind it. I couldn't help it because there wasn't a seat space for him. A seat? Kisaragi-kun was originally a person who never entered a class trial room, so he had a reserved seat. Hey, don't talk about anything that has nothing to do with the trial. Come on, start the discussion right now. I mean, we started talking about them again and again. Kinjo and Kisaragi have never been in the same room at the same time, have they? We can't help it. I'm not saying that the class trials are top priority right now. Since the case hasn't been sorted out, right? Let's get started. That's okay. First, the victim in this case, Kisaragi, the incident happened this morning. Everyone was there except Mikako-chan. Yeah, at that moment, Kisaragi's behavior suddenly became a little strange, and he ran to the 5th floor looking for Kurikawa. It was as if he had become a different person. What was Kisaragi's true identity? My crackpot theory there is that Mikaru's jammer like shut off the worms in his head that made him stupid. That's fine and all. It doesn't have anything to do with this case. I would like to know, but we can't because he's dead. So let's just forget about it. In any case, we sensed something strange was happening and hurried to the 5th floor to chase after Kisaragi. Only then, the 5th floor was already bloody, something already happened. At that time, Mikaru gave the instructions to me and Akane, didn't she? I was to go check Kinjo and Akane to check out the bloodstains in the lab. I was to go check Kinjo and Akane was to go check out the bloodstains in the lab. Yeah, and besides Kinjo, we were able to get some crucial clues from the lab, including that there was nothing wrong with him. Crucial clues? What was in the lab? That's for later. Let's organize the case first. First, Maida and I tried to enter the bloodstained record room, but we could not open the door. Sure enough, a password was required to enter the records. That's right, you told me when we were investigating the 5th floor. However, it seemed certain that something had happened in the records, and while we were thinking about what to do, so Mikaru took me to the ballroom. Surprisingly, the white cloth in the ballroom was connected to the 2nd floor, and the door you see when you hold the cloth and go up was directly connected to the back door of the record room. When Tara and I were able to enter the records, we were told to go back to the ballroom. By who? By Monokuma? I wonder if the ballroom and records were connected somehow. So in the end, the cloth was tied up by the culprit, right? That's right. This means the culprit had to do the same to get into the records. The culprit mustn't have known the password either. It's only natural, isn't it? It's a facility that was originally in this. How would you tie up the cloth in a railing that's like a story above you to like climb. It makes sense if you're going down and you tie it from up there and then you climb down. But if you're going up, how would you tie it like that? It's only natural, isn't it? It's a facility that was originally in this building and we don't know anything about the facility, including the killer. I thought so too, but Mikari said that the culprit might know the password. Let's talk about it later because it's important, but not now. Anyway, when we entered the room through the ballroom, Yamato Kisaragi was dead. And in front of the dead Yamato Kisaragi, that woman, Mikako Kurikawa, was standing there covered in blood. For now, this is the overview of the case. Yeah, everyone except for Mikako-chan. That's right, I'm sorry, I didn't even want to discuss it earlier, and I'm sorry, but no matter how I look at it, no one can commit the crime other than Kurokawa. Well... However, if the criminal fails to deceive us in a class trial in their own way, they'll be put to death. Is it really that easy to commit a crime? Is there some kind of trick we don't know about? Come to think of it, didn't you mention that Mikari found a crucial clue a while ago? What's wrong with the laboratory? It's an important clue, but it's hard to figure out the whole case with that alone. But I found in the lab. Yeah, that's what we're discussing now, when I went to check it out after hearing it from Kane. And the lab was... I mean, there's two things, right? There's the piece of meat, and there's the message. I'm guessing we're talking about the meat. Mikari, you're talking about the piece of bloody flesh that was in the lab? Flesh? Human flesh? Yeah, I heard from Akane. I went to check it out myself. That flesh was probably from Kisaragi's chest. Moreover, Teruya, you should have entered the laboratory before the announcement went off. No, I didn't see it. Yeah, you did, didn't you? To talk to us? I was in a hurry. Is that so? I was also surprised when I first found it. The fact that Kisaragi-kun's flesh was in there means that Kisaragi-kun was killed in the laboratory, right? That's it? I mean, he wasn't murdered in the records. But even if that's the case, isn't it impossible for anyone other than Kurokawa to commit the crime? Well, that's not the case, but the place where he was killed can be a very important clue. If you don't know who the culprit is, it's silly. Hey Teruya, do you seem a bit dissatisfied? You're so full of yourself just because I decided to cooperate with you, aren't you? No, it's not really like that. I'm sorry, I'll stay quiet. Please do. In the end, no matter what I say, it comes with the conclusion that it is impossible to commit the crime except for Kurokawa. But I can't conclude without knowing anything at all like this. The biggest obstacle in this case is, let's talk about that with everyone. Try to organize the case, the result won't be any different. Even if Kisagi was killed in the lab, only Kurokawa can commit the crime. If there's someone who can commit the crime except this woman. But after Kisagi-kun left the dining hall until his body was found, we always together we were. That's true. What do you mean 0 points? As Akane said, no matter what the clues are, it cannot be denied that we were together at the time of the incident. We'll have to work this out in order to see the truth. Wait a minute, why is the story suddenly going towards the direction of except for Kurokawa, there's a culprit among us? If the alibis are perfect, doesn't common sense say that Kurokawa is the culprit? Why is culprit Kurokawa gradually moving away from the suspect list? Why? Because frankly, it's too easy if Mikako Kurokawa wins. It's almost like someone is trying to blame Mikako Kurokawa for the charges instead. I'm also in agreement, something is fishy. It's a class trial where your life is lost if you make one single mistake. You need to think more if you're not 100% sure. We're being too blunt. Aren't you just scared? Madam Makar, no. Oh my, dude, you need to shut up. You need to just stop talking. Normally, you trusted the clues pointing to the culprit and gave the answer. What are you afraid of to be so careful in this time? It's the alibi. It's the alibis and the blood. The blood? Besides, there's even evidence about the bed sheet, so anyone can tell that the culprit is... Don't be such a stick in the mud. It's full of complications. Do you want to annoy me right now? Or what, are you the killer? You can't do that, don't joke like that. Hey, Atori-kun, just a bedsheet? What do you mean by that? Alright, Akane doesn't know about this. The bedsheet, of course, that was a clue Teruya gave us at the end of the investigation. The place where Teruya took us was... Just before the investigation time was over, Teruya called Mikara and me in a hurry and took us somewhere. The place Teruya took us, it was Kurokawa's private room. Mikako-chan's room? Yes, I stopped by my room before the trial started and I was getting impatient. I noticed Kurokawa's room was wide open. So I looked inside for a moment. Kurokawa's room didn't have any bed sheets. What? You're surprised? Why would you be? Until suddenly. You haven't said anything and just stood there still. What's this all of a sudden? Nothing. No. Well, we know the bed sheets are gone, but what does that mean? Akane, there was a white cloth hanging from the second floor of the ballroom. Don't you think you've seen it somewhere? I think I saw... Oh, maybe that cloth was the bedsheet from her private rooms? Yeah, it's probably the bedsheet from Kurokawa's room. Hey, but that's really conclusive evidence, isn't it? Like Mikako-chan's reaction a while ago, at this point, even I can't stop thinking of it now. No, I think it's more likely that Mikako Kurokawa is not the killer. Huh? Is there a reason? Fools, just think about it. Let's say the woman used the bedsheet and hung it on the ballroom. Then, even if she hides the fact, she leaves the door wide open until time runs out. Don't you think that's weird? That may have been because the incident took place in such a short time. They may have forgotten it. Forget it. Besides, that's the only reason we have. When I briefly looked around her dormitory before chasing after Yamato Kisaragi, there was no sign that the door to Mikako Kurokawa's room was open. Really? What? What? Really? So the mastermind must be fucking with stuff. There's no way. Kinjo could have done it if he had the key to her room. Otori, I guess, could have done it if he had the key to her room. Tara could not have done it. I don't think so. I don't think she would have had enough time. Maybe she would have. I did not expect that. I didn't look closely, but the door from the dormitory to the school side and Kurokawa's room goes in a straight line, so you can see it while getting close. As you said, you claimed that the door was wide open, right? Actually, when I took you and Maida, it was wide open. Yes, I saw it. It's like trying to show that the door was wide open. Wait a minute, then Kurokawa couldn't have opened the door? If she comes back and opens the door right after we chased Kisaragi, we would inevitably run into each other. So that's what I'm saying. In short, the door to Mikako Kurokawa's room was open. It sounds like it was one of us. Then you... Oh, I guess they could have done it during the investigation, I guess. Then you mean that person's the culprit? It's very likely. Using Mikako Kurokawa's bedsheet for the crime, they intentionally left the door open as if to show us. Isn't it plausible if the goal is to cover up all the charges against Mikako Kurokawa? Actually, we kept doubting Kurokawa till the end. No, but it's just a pendulum. Even if there's another culprit in our midst, it's impossible to commit a crime other than Kurokawa because of the alibis. That's well. Hey, Mikako Kurokawa, would you care to join the discussion now? Actually, hearing your testimony is the most important thing. You didn't say a word during the investigation. What you went through at the time of the incident holds the key to this case. He can't speak because of the worms! The worms! The worms! Get the worms out! Sorry, I do not know. Mikako-chan. Damn it, Kurokawa. Are you the culprit? A victim? I'm starting to get confused. Hey, I wish you couldn't say something like this, but is there a possibility that she killed him? As in the case of Kobashikawa-kun a while ago. It was made into a self-made play. What? Unfortunately, Yamato Kisaragi was unable to commit a series of crime, so it is unreasonable to start by opening the door to the private room we just talked about a while ago. Someone is trying to cover up the charges against Kurokawa. So, That's the opposite of what's happening. I understand everyone has an alibi, so it becomes impossible to commit a crime. How did they open Mikako-chan's room in the first place? Did they steal the key? Guys, doesn't the alibi complicate things? Why don't we discuss the method of the crime, assuming that the culprit is a 7-person A? 7-person A? 17-person X? I don't think we're going to progress if we ever continue with the alibis like this. Let's assume that there's a person named A who can roam freely other than us. Let's talk about the method of the crime first. I'm in favor too. I'm ashamed that a talented person such as me is not sure about this at all. Yeah, I think that would be nice too. Come to think of it, I think I heard a similar thing from Mikako-chan last time too. Approaching from the other side of the case based on the testimony that has already been given without considering the truth or falsehood of a testimony. Did you remember all of that? Yeah, we can't give up just because we're stuck in one place. Let's designate a hypothetical person who can commit the crime, and discuss the method of crime assuming that person's pattern. Okay, so we're going with it's either the mastermind or Kinja. That's what we're saying right now. Anesthetic gas? Yeah. If there's a person A who can freely roam, preparing for a crime wouldn't be difficult. Killing Yamato Kisaragi. Put the blame on Mikako Kurokawa is no easy feat. They kill Kisaragi first and spill blood in the hallway, right? And somehow they stole Mikako-chan's bedsheet. They even prepared a way to get to the records from the dance hall. If Mikako Kurokawa is really taken advantage of, by some means they must have kidnapped that woman, yeah. That's what I said earlier about maybe they used the gas on Kurokawa to put her in front of the body. Mikara, by some means. I thought about it. Wouldn't it be possible if they used that? The anesthetic gas, I mean. Anesthetic? What's that? Akane, didn't you see it when you went to the lab? A strange can, the same thing that was rolling around like last time. I heard it from Mikara and thought, it's gotta be the anesthetic gas. It sprays compressed anesthetic gas in the form of a grenade. If you're exposed to it, your body will temporarily become numb, and your nerves will not function properly. What? Where did they get such a dangerous thing? Maybe it's from the arsenal in the ball, and then they carried her to the room in the fucking cart thing. Maybe it's from the arsenal in the ballroom, because the arsenal itself was still open after all, since Kenjo also brought a pistol from there. If you use that anesthetic gas, Kisaragi-kun as well as Mikako-chan can be neutralized. That's true. Still, Kisaragi went looking for Kurokawa, so there's a good chance they were together at that point. After immobilizing the two of them, Kisaragi is the axis, and if you make Kurokawa splash blood and stand in front of the corpse, in theory it would be like this case. It's not about fainting, it's just paralyzing. But if that's true, wouldn't Kurokawa see the culprit? That's true, but if you use a tool that can hide your identity, it's not a problem at all. Still, it's a bit strange that Kurokawa isn't telling us what happened to her, but... Wait a second, I have a problem other than this. Once you use the anesthetic gas, you mean moving two people from the laboratory to the record room, right? Even if there's only one, isn't it difficult to move two people all by yourself? I agree as well. Besides, in that short time before we came up, the anesthetic gas was used in the laboratory. That means that two people who were in the lab were brought up to the record room, just as it was mentioned. It's difficult to move one person, but it would be a challenge to move two people in a short time. But it won't be impossible. There must be a shortcut to move two people at once. The proof of this is... No, there's an easy way to transport two people by your own. You just need to use the cart. A cart? Haven't you seen it when you search the records? There was a cart that was supposed to be used to transport something. And that was also bloody. Ah, I remembered. Wasn't that originally at the entrance of the lab? That's right, surprisingly, the place where the anesthetic gas was supposed to be deployed was also the laboratory. I can think of only one possibility, that the cart in the lab got bloodstained after being used. A After being used in the record, yeah. In order to move Kisaragi and Kurokawa. That's right, if you use the card to transport it, you can easily move 2 people without any effort. By raising Kurokawa, including Kisaragi's corpse, they were able to overturn the charges against Kurokawa. Oh? Wait, you've been talking like a cool guy for a while now, but can you think that much? What's wrong, Makaru? Is there something wrong with what I'm saying? If, as you say, the case was so easy, I wouldn't say anything. However, there's a fallacy in your claim. Please don't confuse me with incorrect information. Just stay still. These ones are harder because it doesn't give me the good sword. Chest hold. Oh fuck, that's fast. Ah! It's the handbook. It's the handbook. Can I get my life back, please? Okay, thank you. Okay. It's hard to fucking read that fast. Especially when the text is like fucking upside down. Wait, Makaru, what if it wasn't actually like that? What? Take a look at this. Do you know what this is? 0430? What is this number? Moreover, this is bloody, right? You don't mean... That's right. It's a password to the records. What? Marta, did you know the password? No, I'm still not sure. I haven't been able to check if this is the real password for the records, because for some reason we didn't check that. But I think the chances are high. Where did you find it? When I was investigating, Kurokawa gave it to me. Right, Kurokawa? Please give an answer. Then Mikako-chan knew the password? Well, I don't know about that, because Kurokawa also found it in Kisaragi's body. Then there's the possibility that the culprit also got the password from Kisaragi. That's right, if you could go in and out of the records through the front door, wouldn't it be easy to transport 2 people by cart from the lab to the records? That's incredible, Maeda-kun. It seems that actually that wouldn't work. Right? That would not work, because the fucking shutter door would close, because Kurokawa was still alive. Huh. Okay, what if they like pushed the cart into the door and it rolled down so only Kurokawa entered through there, and then the culprit went around and entered through the through the ballroom. That's incredible, Maeda-kun. It seems that the method of the crime has been finally grasped, so now if we only could identify the criminal. Is that really true? Hey, what do you mean, Makaru? I keep thinking it was suspicious, but I'm getting more and more suspicious now. What are you talking about? Well, it's that the culprit is talking about someone. Yuki Maeda, that's you. Huh? What do you mean class trial suspended? It's been like 20 minutes. I'm not gonna stop. I think I'm just gonna keep going. Yeah, I mean... Yeah, I'm just gonna keep going, man. Is he saying we're the culprit? We did not have the time though. I went back and looked. Me? The culprit? Hey, why is it like this all of a sudden? To be honest, I've been suspicious of this guy since the incident. However, since the alibis were so difficult for the case itself, I could not make sure with certainty. But Maida, revealing my password was a wrong move. You went and dug your own grave. No, wait, why are you doubting me? I didn't do anything. If you don't know, I'll tell you. The most difficult issue that bothered us the most in our alibis was the whereabouts of Mikako Kurokawa, right? And Mikako Kurokawa went to investigate the 5th floor before Yamato Kisaragi left the dining hall. But the one who said that was Maida. True. The rest of us, except for Maida, have no way of knowing what Mikako Kurokawa is doing. Now you get it? Yeah, that's true, actually. Huh? That means, you mean Maida-kun lied? What are you talking about? There's no evidence. If you're the killer, you can manipulate Mikako Kurokawa's whereabouts to your liking. For example, he may have lured Yamato Kisaragi to the 5th floor by falsely claiming that she went to the 5th floor, but instead Kurokawa might have been caught in another place. Why would I do that? There's no benefit. Then what's the notebook with the password on it? You got it from Mikako Kurokawa? Don't you think that's too convenient? If it was handed over to you during the investigation, why didn't you say anything? I don't know, I just told you. If you're suspicious, you can ask Kurokawa. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna help. Mikako-chan, is it true? Are you avoiding our eyes? Kurokawa? Either way, there is something else that you're suspicious about. When we all followed Kisaragi to the 5th floor, you were the last one to arrive. Okay, so we are bringing this up. Okay. In other words, even if you've been together all the time, when you finally arrive on the 5th floor, your alibi disappeared for a very short time. Okay, emphasis on a very short time. Yes, to give a proper example, it would be possible to go into Kurokawa's private room from the dormitory in the meantime, install the rope in the ballroom, leave the door open, and so on. Really? The whereabouts of the key will need to be discussed in more detail, of course. That seems like not enough time to do all that. But also to kill the victim? Because the guy was still alive at that point. Hold on a minute, isn't it strange that the sheets were hung on the ballroom back then? By the time we got to the 5th floor, it was already after the incident, right? It's not weird at all. If you knew the password, you wouldn't have to go into the record room through the hallway. So in conclusion, the bedsheet in the ballroom is for camouflage. You thought that receiving the password from Mikako Kurokawa would strengthen Mikako's suspicions. It's rather counterproductive to show it here, don't you think? No, why do you think I'm the culprit? I mean, I don't know the password. I really got it from Kurokawa. And as Mikari said, even if you go to the ballroom or leave the door open while you have an alibi for a short time, the crime itself is impossible, because the incident had already happened when we arrived on the 5th floor. Mikari, Maida's right. No matter how much you prepare to commit a crime, the person who killed in the end becomes the blackened. The Tano you choose that point to become the blackened instead of Tara. The person who killed last after preparing everything becomes the blackened? I see. Teruya, you did a good job. This could also be a reason Maida is a suspect in the reverse. What do you mean? Simply put, they may be accomplices. Maida, who did the final blow to Kisaragi directly, and Mikako Kurokawa, an accomplice. What are you cooking? Prepared for the crime. If you do this, the contradiction in this case can also be explained. What? Kurokawa is an accomplice? That can't be. Neither Kurokawa or me have any reason to kill. And even though Kurokawa can act as an accomplice, it's impossible for me to deliver the final blow to Kisaragi. That's right, because we don't even know the weapon yet. Really? There's no law saying that you have to be there in order to deliver the final strike. It was the same act with the science lab, when Uehara killed Inori, isn't it? Ah, remote killing, that was it. Yamato Kisaragi's corpse had no ordinary wound. The huge hole was enough to pierce the entire body. Most likely the weapon was a bomb. And bombs are relatively optimal for remote killing. There isn't a single reason for the perpetrator to face the victim. No way, Maida-kun's the culprit? Okay, what you're saying makes zero sense, Mikaru. What do you mean we prepared the bomb in the morning, put it there, and then how did we get the victim to go there? Because if Kurokawa, I mean, I guess it's a philosophical question. If Yuki sets up a bomb in the in a room, and Kurokawa fucking uses the nerve gas on the victim and puts him in front of the bomb, who's the killer? Is it the person who set up the bomb, or is it the person who put the victim on the bomb? But there's no contradiction in Mikaru's words. I'm the culprit? How did this happen? Because of showing the password? And why is Kurokawa keeping quiet? Well, it'll be difficult if this goes on. I'm not the culprit. If they vote for me like this, everyone will die because of an incorrect answer. I have to prove my innocence at whatever cost for everyone. Bum, 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 bum. It's a lot of evidence. Probably dying message? No, rec room door. If Mikako Kurokawa is an accomplice, then the case can be explained. Like the culprit is Mikako Kurokawa, but it was Yuki Maeda who installed the bomb. If she performs all kinds of tricks and only the final blow is done by Maeda, Yuki Maeda's culprit theory is a certain possibility. Transporting them with anesthetic gas in a card, which we mentioned earlier, is something Kurokawa could do, then the murder itself was done by Yuki? But why Maeda-kun? The motive is unknown, but it's the most likely explanation. If Yuki and Kurokawa are in cahoots, then they knew the password to the record room, right? Then Yuki decorated the dance hall as if they had just entered to the record room. Meanwhile, Kurokawa going in and out of the records did all the backwork. Yeah, because the victim was still alive, so she couldn't do that. Wait, that's impossible. It makes no sense to commit the crime in the records. Eh, what do you mean? If you knew the password, why wouldn't you go in? No, there's one thing you guys don't know about the records. The records do not open by simply knowing the password. Okay, this is kind of tricky though, because only me and Mikaru know this. If Mikaru is the culprit, she could just lie and say that that's not true. How then? I learned this when the 5th floor was open after Satsuki's execution, but there are a few rules regarding the access to the records. First, that only one person can enter the record room. Second, it won't open if someone's already inside. And third, if 2 or more enter at the same time, a bulkhead wall comes down. Unless you follow this rule, the door will not open, even if you enter the password correctly. What the heck are those? I didn't know those rules. Maeda, aren't you lying again to get away from the suspect list? No, this is a fact I heard with Mikaru when we first investigated the 5th floor. Mikaru, I don't think you've forgotten, have you? What Maeda said is true. I haven't seen it with my own eyes, but it's probably true since Monokuma informed us. As long as these rules exist, it's impossible for Kurokawa to act as an accomplice. No, not just Kurokawa, it's impossible for anyone. As long as Kisaragi is in the record room, entering or leaving the records is impossible. Yeah, that does make sense. Maeda-kun isn't the culprit. Wait, just because you can't enter through the front door of the record room doesn't mean the possibility of crime disappears, right? You could have entered through the ballroom. If you can't get in when someone is inside, don't you have to do the groundwork first and then put only Kisaragi in there? How? That's... No, if it becomes that much trouble, the chances are rather low. Well, I'll be caught up on the 5th floor before they even finish the job. Is that so? It didn't take that long for us to get to the 5th floor. So you're saying that all the reasoning we've been doing was just a guess? Well, me becoming the culprit and Kurokawa the accomplice. I was shocked because it was so sudden. There's no benefit from being an accomplice, and there was no reason for me to kill. What are you talking about, Maeda? The charges against you have not been resolved yet. What? I obviously heard about the records with you, but I think you forgot one important detail. Do you not remember? When we were giving the explanation, Monokuma made it clear it checks the heart rate of the person inside in order to limit the entry. Really? So, what do you mean? The door does not open when someone is inside, however, the condition doesn't apply if the person inside is a corpse. Yeah? But we're saying that doesn't make sense of what you're saying, though. It's not about distinguishing, because we're saying we killed them. It's not about distinguishing whether what's in is human, but a human whose heart is beating. Then that means Kisaragi was already in the record room. It sounds like you can go in and out by yourself if you know the password. But he would need to be already dead, and we can't kill him by going... Okay, so what you're saying is in the time it took you guys to get to the 5th floor, we went to the ballroom, took Kurokawa's bed sheets, sniffed them a bit, hung them out in the ballroom, went to the record room, exited the record room, went to the laboratory, killed Kisaragi in the laboratory, And then how would we get back down? Oh, we just entered back to the record room through the normal entrance. But no, because then both Yuki and Kurokawa on the 5th floor, and we can't both enter through there, and we can't go down without seeing you guys. This doesn't make sense. Then, am I right, Monokuma? Yeah, that's right. Theoretically, more than 2 people can fit in the archives if the person inside is already dead, or someone who can have their heart stopped on purpose. Well then, do you have anything to object to, Yuki Maeda? I was skeptical at first, but this is so stupid. But if the evidence supports it up to this point, the only culprit is Yuki. Is this a lie, Maeda-kun? Maeda-kun, you committed a murder. Wait a minute, no, I'm really innocent. Mikaro, think again, do I really look like a murderer? Look me straight in the eyes and say it. Maeda, to be honest, I still have a lot of questions, and I'm not convinced. But there's no answer other than this reasoning. As long as my life is at stake, I can't get involved in trivial emotions. At first, I knew Kurokawa had to be the culprit. Okay, there's like a billion fucking contradictions with this. I don't know why we're not saying any of them. Yet the actions of leaving evidence on your own hands doesn't explain that kind of behavior. It can't be. No, this isn't. Wait, Kurokawa, don't say something. You two are being called an accomplice. You're the only one who can prove my innocence. Don't you guys think it's weird too? Originally she spoke a few words, but in this class trial, Kurokawa has been strangely speechless. It's strange that she doesn't say a word even though when she's being accused of being an accomplice. Well, I do admit that. Kurokawa, I'm begging you, please. If this ends in my death, it will mess everything. I'm not the culprit. And you're not an accomplice either, so please tell them something. Oh, new face? Kurokawa? Stop it, Maeda. I believe it's over now. Hey, what are you talking about, Mikako-chan? I'm sorry for being quiet, but I can't deceive you anymore. I'll tell you all the truth now. Kurokawa? You have a different tone now. It's as you guys guessed. I'm the accomplice who caused the murder by helping Yuki Maeda. Okay. Huh? What? Kurokawa, what are you talking about now? Yuki, you instructed me not to say anything, but it seems there's no more escape now. Wait a moment, he told you not to talk, and you're not using your slow tone as usual. What kind of change is this all of a sudden? I don't know what to say because it's unfair to me, but I'm one of the victims. Yuki did something to me. I felt threatened. I had no choice but to do as Yuki told me. What are you... Nonsense, Maeda-kun? Threatened by Maeda? Hold on, so that means you were intimidated by Yuki Maeda, so you had no choice but to help in the crime and you were accused of committing a crime against yourself and you were used... You're really fucking yapping by yourself there, Mikaro. But after reasoning, when Yuki Maeda was put in the corner, did you mean that you decided to betray Yuki Maeda, who seemed no longer likely to win and tell the truth? Yes, if Yuki loses the trial, I will live and Yuki will be executed. If that's the case, it's okay, even if you catch the blackened. If so, why didn't you reveal it in the first place? I was scared. Yuki's terrifying fear was imprinted in me. I couldn't open my mouth. And at the time of the incident, according to Yuki's plan, I was accused of being the culprit. I thought you wouldn't believe me if I insisted like that. Well, that's for certain. If you claim that someone else is the culprit, your suspicion would only increase. Now it's all over. Maeda's disappointment is so great, he doesn't even have the energy to speak anymore. Let's finish this. Voting time. Wait, something's wrong. Mikako-chan is being strange and everything is weird. Can't we think about it again? Thank you, Akane. Let's talk a little more. Oh, we needed to copy someone else's. Wait a minute, something is wrong with this. It is not. Now that the accomplice came out, it's a fact. Oh, my thing isn't shaking anymore. You're not convinced, but you have to admit it. Yuki Maeda is the killer. But what about the weapon? We don't even know what the weapon is. We already explained remotely operating a bomb or something of the sort. Besides, even if it was a real bomb, it would be difficult to find traces after the explosion. Oh, but even if this is the installation of the bomb, it is impossible. Blah, blah, blah. The rest of us didn't even know the password. Above all else, Kurokawa herself admitted to being an accomplice. Stop it, Akane. As you guys said. Maeda set up a bomb on the 5th floor yesterday. He detonated that bomb and killed Yamato Kisaragi. This is the truth. On the 5th floor yesterday. What did we do the day before? I don't remember. Let me go look at my... Okay. Let me go look at my VOD really quickly. Really quickly. The day before. The day before was when fucking Kinjo shot himself, right? What do you mean? Yeah, hang on. Wait, I don't understand what I need to do here. I feel like I need to shoot the last one. Something is wrong with this. Okay, I can't copy that. I can't copy that. Oh. What was that? Wait, Maru-kun is not the killer. How long are you gonna stick for him? We're not the ones who give the answer. It's the evidence and reasoning. The evidence is showing the answer. No, you guys said it, didn't you? Maru-kun was the one who installed the bomb and gave the final blow. But it's impossible for Maru-kun to install anything. Why? If Maru-kun did install something, he must have done it the day before the incident, right? But yesterday, the day before the incident, shrew, you were! I forgot about that. I was on the 5th floor from morning until night. I searched every room as hard as I could. What do you say? Don't lie to us. No, it's not 100% reliable, but it's credible. I also saw Tara on the 5th floor for a long time yesterday, and she testified that even when the incident with Kinjo occurred, she came late to her private room by herself, and she said that she was on the 5th floor all day. However, no one came to the 5th floor until I came down after completing the investigation, and there was no sign of anything installed, which means no one, including Maru-kun, did anything on the 5th floor the day before. How can you guarantee that? You may have missed it, or you might have gone from one place for a while. Wrong. Of course, I know my research skills are poor, but I can distinguish to a degree when a person's chest is a bit messed up. I admit it. It's my fault for acknowledging that you were desperately examining the 5th floor yesterday, knowing that you did. All day. It's a pity we can't prove it. But apart from this, I want to ask, why? Why are you covering for Yuki Maeda so much? Even though she already admitted that they're an accomplice and that he's the culprit. That's because I don't know. It's strange for Maeda-kun to be the culprit like this. It's because Maeda is the culprit. Tara, do you have sympathy? That guy threatened me and made me an accomplice. Maeda-kun. Maeda-kun, calm down and answer me. You didn't do anything wrong, did you? Yuki Maeda, keep your mind up. Calm down and look at me in the eyes. You didn't do anything wrong. Akane. Yes, look me in the eye and tell me. You're not the culprit. Maeda-kun didn't do anything the day before the incident. But Kurokawa. Are you the culprit? No? Just tell me that. A culprit? I threatened Kurokawa and killed Kisaragi? No, I didn't do anything. It's not me who's weird, it's Kurokawa. I'm not the culprit. Maeda-kun. There's something weird. I swear I didn't do anything. It's not me who's suspicious, it's Kurokawa. What's going on? As Akane testified, I have no memory of installing anything on the 5th floor, nor of threatening Kurokawa. I mean, we did threaten her. Okay, we did threaten her, but we didn't threaten her into being an accomplice for her murder. But it's also true that Kurokawa said she was going to the 5th floor before breakfast this morning. Unless she was killed by some kind of remote method, at this point, even Maeda cannot commit the crime. That's right, Maeda-kun isn't the culprit. On the contrary, Mikako-chan, who suddenly gave us a strange testimony with such a frightening face, is very suspicious. I think one of them must be lying, but who would that be? Akane, I'm sorry. Thanks to you, I woke up. It's all thanks to you. It's no big deal. No need to apologize. That's ugly, Maida. Do you even want to kill us and go outside too? What? Because of your usual behavior, the others took care of you and defended you. I hope you like that, but I'm not succumbing to your threats. I'll uncover the truth with everyone and execute you. What? Why are you doing this, Mikako-chan? Taira, as you said, it looks like Maida didn't do anything the day before, but it was at nighttime that Maida placed the bomb on the 5th floor. What? Maida secretly installed the bomb at nighttime so he could only do the kill the day before the incident. It's a fact that I heard directly from Maida. It's all true. Very, very convenient. I carried out your reasoning, and the kill itself was done by Maida. Kurikawa, you really... If that's true, Yuki's the culprit. Akane only camped on the 5th floor until nighttime. As Kurikawa said, in the end, Yuki really installed the bomb. No, we followed the nighttime rule. Nighttime rule. You know that talking about that is useless, right? We've been discussing nighttime in the class trial many times up until now. But without that correct coercion, our big alibi is completely useless. Oh no, Maida-kun. I desperately believe that Maida-kun isn't the culprit. I've used my head to the limit to defend him. But if you come all this way to this... Akane, it's not me! Give up, Maida. As long as I betrayed you as an accomplice, you can't escape no matter what you do. I fully acknowledge the crime. Hold on. Mikako Kurikawa, aren't you a little weird? Thank you! What? It's too aggressive. Obviously, as you said, you became a criminal. You must have been a victim of threats. Right now, the situation between you and Maida is, on the contrary, putting pressure on Maida to the point where you call him a villain. That's how much my anger towards Maida turned up, what he did to me. I'll tell you that detail after Maida's execution. I wonder, who will be executed after a bit more time? What? Raytron, what do you mean? Mikako Kurikawa testified a little while ago. During the day, it was impossible to set up the bomb because of Taira, but it wasn't during the day but at nighttime? That is a lie. What? Kurikawa's side was lying? Maida, Taira, and Atori, I must say I feel pity for you guys. Oh, did she do the Kinjo thing where she put like a thing in her door to make sure we didn't leave at nighttime? From the day I decided to form a cooperative relationship with you, I've been that's my girl. I've been imitating Kinjo's idea and monitoring you. Kinjo's idea? Haha, I put a thread on you every night to check your alibi during nighttime hours, just like he did during Atano's class trial. Then about Maida-kun going to the 5th floor at night. Yes, that's a lie. Yesterday at nighttime, Maida's room was still. He didn't come out of his room at nighttime. Oh, she's angry. So what? Why are you lying if you're the accomplice? Well, perhaps the premise for being an accomplice was wrong. You mean, not an accomplice, an innocent person trying to escape by blaming me. They might be the real culprit. Ugh. Seriously? Kurikawa's the culprit? That's ridiculous. Kiriya, at the beginning of the trial, you said that there would be none other than Kurikawa. At first I was, jumping over the edge. Wait. Mikako-chan. I'm not the culprit is Maida. What a joke. If you rather stayed still, you testified that he moved at nighttime. I heard it directly from Maida. But the work I did on the door proves that it's false. Maida didn't do anything. That's it. Maida also knew that the thread was actually attached. He also went out and re-stitched the thread. That's interesting. I put a thread at the exact 3.5mm position on those 3 visiting mills, so you're telling me he knew exactly that and reattached at the same place, right? That's right. Maida calculated the exact A to which the thread was attached and reattached it at 3.5cm. It's a lie. Yeah, you were so based. It's a lie to say it's 3.5cm, you fool. To fall into such a simple trap, are you still lying? Kurikawa, why? In order to drive me to be the culprit. Noisy, noisy, noisy. I'm not the culprit. Why is this happening? I can't die here. Mikako, you. Is this the Kurikawa Mikako we know? No, I can't be the culprit. Stop, please. Stop asking me. Kurikawa. I'm not the killer. I still don't think she's the killer. I'm not the culprit. I'm not the culprit. I'm not the culprit! God, I'm gonna suck at these. Isaragi's dying message. I'm not the killer. Okay. I'm not the killer. I'm not the killer. I'm not the killer. I'm not the killer! Okay, I don't think, I really don't think she's the killer though. I think Monokuma is gonna say that she's the killer, but Kurokawa, unfortunately, I have one more piece of evidence that says you're the culprit. No, stop it, stop it. It's just a dying message, with the letters of Mikako written in blood on the lab. This is proof that you're the culprit. There was a dying message? If there was such a thing, you should have told us sooner. I'm sorry I doubted Maida. I couldn't tell. Because no matter how you look at it, Kurokawa was the only one who could have committed a crime because there's so much obvious evidence left behind that we thought she wasn't the killer. In that situation, the dying message pointing to Kurokawa gives a rather odd idea that she wasn't the culprit. Yeah, but now things have changed. Maida, who he thought was the culprit, is actually completely impossible to commit the crime. Because Mikako Kurokawa started to say gibberish. In some ways, she might even be more daring and smarter than other criminals, because you left a lot of evidence that anyone could say was you, so you rather escaped the suspect line very cleverly. It's a reinforced version of what Satsuki came out at the same time the trial started in the previous one. Isn't that too much of a guess? The only culprit in the world saying they were culprit and leaving the evidence so openly. It's not a guess, it actually worked. She left the suspect line and waited for a reason to reach its peak, so that one innocent victim is pointed out in the end. If you reach the stage, you will self-proclaim to be the accomplice role who became a victim. They didn't let the person who was identified as the culprit to even gamble. But this was thanks to him. Maida, who did nothing wrong, became the culprit. My apologies, Maida. No, there's no need for apologies. But if it's really Kurokawa the murderer, unbelievable. Actually, I thought it was too difficult to go back. Mikako Kurokawa also has a good motive. The motive? Think about what motive Monokuma came with this time. Monokuma introduced a transfer student named Yamato Kisaragi and said that he was the motive itself. And the reaction of Mikako Kurokawa as soon as she saw the transfer student was unique. Watching that reaction had nothing to do with Yamato Kisaragi. It was Monokuma's reaction. How about that? Now it's you who's cornered Mikako Kurokawa. I have a lot to ask you before you die, so you better answer us. Wait, I can't die. If I die, I must not die here. You can't die, what do you mean by that? Don't worry about that. It's just the culprit's ramblings. No. You can't do this, you guys. Whoa. The worms! What's wrong? Not yet. There's a problem left to be solved. What? If I'm the culprit, how did I left open my own door then? Besides, you don't even know the exact material the weapon was made of. This is annoying. Even if we don't know such trivial things, it's already certain that you're the culprit. No, I'm sorry, but that's what we said. Leaving the private room door wide open, aside from other things. I can't die now. I can't die like this. If you can't solve the mystery, you can't admit that I'm the culprit. Do we have to come all this way here and guess again? Assuming that Mikako Kurokawa is the culprit, if we look back at the case, we might find something we've missed. We better come up with a complete answer. I'll do my best with my brain going all out. Kurokawa. What? Then, now that the alibi problem has been resolved, the most urgent problem is the murder weapon. Nope, leave it until there. Time's up, it's time to vote. Okay, yes, she's not the culprit. She's not the culprit. What? We're literally out of time. It seems that the discussion was not over, but unfortunately, this class trial is over. What is this? Are you kidding me now? This has never happened before. I'm not kidding, are you? Either way, time's over. Class trial is over. We're closed. Ding ding ding. No. Wait, something is wrong here. I can't admit this. This is not true. Okay. So as I predicted, we're gonna find out what really happened in chapter 6. Because obviously Kurokawa is not the killer. This was like a good trial for what it is, but I'm just really kind of annoyed that they were literally again doing the exact same thing as Danganronpa 1. Like literally the exact same thing. But it was fine for what it is, I guess. Really, really short trial. 128. Wow, think of all the world tree leaves I can get with that. Well, anyway, time is over. It's your own fault for sticking around for so long. Anyway, did you get the results? It can't do much, so please vote with the switch in front of you based on what you've deduced so far. Oh yeah, I'm stressed once again. Invalid votes are an immediate punishment. I can't tolerate it, understand? Then, as a result of the vote, who becomes the black end? And the answer, will it be the right answer or the wrong answer? Now, what's it gonna be? So what's good? Something's gonna happen to have Kurokawa not actually get executed here. Not sure what. Maybe Kinjo's gonna fucking swoop in with like Batman to save her. Good. The vote ended unanimously. The blackened chosen was the correct answer. Mikako Kurokawa. She was the blackened who killed the victim, Yamato Kisaragi. Correct answer. The culprit who killed Kisaragi was Kurokawa? Of course, we had to come to that conclusion, but why? What is this indescribable feeling? No, it shouldn't be like this. Something like this should never have happened. Now, shall we go straight away with the punishment time? What? Wait a minute, aren't you in a hurry? At least give us a little time to talk. No. What? The worms! Now then, I've prepared a special punishment for Mikako Kurokawa, the ultimate exorcist. Wait, as Maeda-kun said, you're in too much of a hurry. Didn't you give us more time, like in previous trials? Oh, I did? I don't know. As far as I'm concerned, the culprit has been determined, so I'm just trying to execute them. Well, there's something I don't understand. What's with the timeout? Can we send away Kurokawa like this? Kurokawa killed Kisaragi. Perhaps this is true because Monokuma admitted that it was the correct answer. However, something is strange. After the character of Yamato Kisaragi appeared, something has obviously been twisted in this murder. Clash Trial, Monokuma, Kurokawa. Everything is twisted like a tooted cog. If this is the way it ends, you feel let Kurokawa go without saying anything. Wait a minute. Eh? Hey, Mikako Kurokawa, calm down and answer. What's your identity? Tell us what you only know. Rei-chan. For this moment, I don't give a damn if you're a murderer or anything. You obviously know something. You've been avoiding us all along, saying that you can't tell us, but are you really satisfied with that? Would you really be satisfied if you died doing nothing like this? When you drove Maeda like a rapid-fire gun, you had guts. I mean, say like that time. Don't you guys like that too? If this woman dies like this, we might miss the chance to know the truth for the rest of our lives. Makaru, without knowing anything in my life, I don't even know why we have to do this. We're going to stay here forever. I hate that. Kurokawa, I ask you for me as well. Please, if you know something, can you please tell us? Kako-chan. I'm afraid it's no use anyway, because Miss Kurokawa can't say anything. What? The worms! I mean literally, so don't exhaust yourself, and let's get the punishment time quickly now. Wait. Mikako Kurokawa, no Mikako, we all know things have gotten weird, including you since we left the ballroom. Whether you knew it, whether you committed murder, even if you're the mastermind, hope was handed to you by Satsuki. That's why, if you believe in hope, please tell me. I'm begging you like this, please. Oh boy, what do people say? Can't you understand the bear? It's no use. She's gonna say it, Whoa. Yeah, Mikako-chan! Well, no matter, just give up and take the penalty already. No. I want to say, Mikako! Wait a minute! I wanted to tell you everything I knew, but I couldn't. I wanted to tell you, but it was all too much. But now I'm going to go beyond life and death to pass it on to you guys. I'll tell you no matter what happens to me. If it ends like this, if I die without telling anything, then... Okay, just tell us! I won't be able to face Yamato-ni. Yeah, Mikako, you. Miss Kurokawa, that's really dangerous. Are you willing to die then? I won't be able to punish you. I can't say the details, but you said I could die here, right? Thanks to Yuki and everyone. Listen, this is a trap of the mastermind. I believe in you guys. It wasn't a long time, but you guys became my friend. I believe in yourself. God believes in the hope you have in yourself. Hope. Hope never falls to despair. The worms? The worms fucking blew up her head? It was just a moment. Mikako, who didn't speak softly and slowly as usual, but suddenly changed and didn't appear to be like she was when she was accusing me of being the culprit. As if it was a reaction to the limit release, I heard a loud splat coming from her head. She literally fell apart. The worms? The worms killed her? Mekaru. Could have told us something a bit more relevant than that, but I have to tell you about it. The mastermind has been with us in all our events. That's the key. In all our events? Mikako-chan? This girl has died. What? Mikako is dead? I knew since Kurokawa is the culprit who killed Kisaragi. You're stupid. The execution was definitive. And we knew she was going to die soon. But before being executed, the more she spoke, the more she collapsed. And then she dies? It was clearly strange for anyone to see. At the beginning, this case itself, the class trial itself, felt very strange. But more importantly, in the end, I couldn't hear anything from Kurokawa and she left us. Boo-hoo, boo-hoo-hoo. Ha 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 ha, you really are a stupid woman. You cut off your own lifeline. At one time, I really wanted to know what was going on, but she ended up stopping at the final part. I feel sorry for you guys. Well, to be honest, even if she did say it, it doesn't concern much to me. This woman. Mikako said at the end that the mastermind is in our group. Mikako, as I expected. No, maybe not. She may have known a lot more than us. Monokuma. Who the hell was Kurokawa? The Kisaragi Foundation. What the hell is the truth? There's no way Monokuma can tell you that. What is more certain now is, in the end, Kisaragi and Kurokawa, who may have held the key to her situation in the end, it means that they're left without hearing anything. Then, Kurokawa's identity, the identity of the mastermind, the identity of the Kisaragi Foundation has not been fully uncovered, even the truth behind this murder. We are only facing the consequence of an empty shell. Damn it. Yes, we remain unconvinced. Process disappeared, only results remain. Anyway, I'll give you a short break, but shall we start now? My heart is pounding loudly and loudly. Punishment time! What? What's wrong? It's punishment time. What does that mean? Kurokawa's already dead. Why does that matter? Whether you live or die, you have disturbed the order and you should be punished. Punishment is not just a punishment, it's called an example. Yeah, bro went through all the trouble of creating like giant like robot ghosts for the execution. He can't have wasted all of it. Can't you stop? You will blaspheme even the dead? No, this is a rule. You guys have seen Miss Kurokawa's atrocities, didn't you? She was a villain who tried to survive by overturning the sins of the innocent and good boy Madakun, that wicked woman. I know that Kurokawa is the culprit. No, she wasn't. And she even yelled at me harshly, but something is strange about this class trial, and Monokuma's words and actions are strange. Kurokawa said at the end that this was a trap by the mastermind. As Maeda said, this case is very strange. Monokuma, in our eyes, it looks like you are anxious to kill Mikako. Huh? And when he introduced Kisaragi-kun, Mikako-chan collapsed bleeding. Monokuma didn't even try to help. You don't mean all of this was a conspiracy? Well, whatever the case, Miss Kurokawa killed Kisaragi-kun and became the Blackened. It's my job as the headmaster to punish the Blackened. Therefore, the Blackened disrupted the order. I've prepared a special punishment for the ultimate exorcist, Mikako Kurokawa. Wait, Monokuma, stop talking. Oh then, let's give it everything we got. Already dead and in a corpse state. You're not in the best shape, but... Monokuma, answer the question. Let's go hard anyway. Punishment time. Monokuma! Monokuma? Runaway Train Ghost Rider. Is she actually gonna explode here? I feel like something's gonna happen. Yeah, something happened. Yeah, the blackout. What? A power outage? Oh, what? I can't see anything. What happened to Mikako-chan? Hey, Monokuma, what happened? Hey, don't pretend you can't hear me. Answer. Mikaro? What is this? He just stopped. What? By the way, didn't something like this happen during Clash Royale not long ago? Mikako-chan said that if Monokuma stops operating, all facilities will stop too. But there's a power outage back then. There wasn't a power outage back then, was there? What in the world happened? In the end, there's something strange about this case. Just like the blackout right now, I don't think this is normal. Just what the hell is happening? Kisaragi's appearance, Kurokawa's murder case, power failure, Monokuma stop. I don't know what's going on, but it's definitely strange. Everything seems like a back and forth contradiction. Monokuma doesn't seem to be waking up. What should we do? You guys! Oh, hello. I just arrived. It's already too late. Kinjo, how do you... What the hell are you doing? How can you move? Kinjo-kun? We'll talk more later. We can't afford that now. Yuki, Mikaro, Turia, and you. You. Is that what you say after waking up putting on suicide cell like that? Do you have anything else to say? Mikaro, where's Kisaragi and Kurokawa? Bad news. What? Suddenly why? Wait, Kisaragi's portrait is there. Is that so? They're both dead. Kinjo, what the hell happened? How did you wake up? What's the situation now? As I just said, we'll do that later. To put things very simply, I remembered everything. I came here to save you guys. My goat? You remember? You don't mean... You're pretty well alive, but it seems it's over... It's over yet to turn things around? What? I will protect you from the heinous heinous mastermind? What are you doing putting us here? Tara's the mastermind? You guys are being deceived. We have to get away from that girl right now. Huh? Huh? Kinjo, what's wrong? That girl is... It's that girl. The one who kept the 15 of us imprisoned. Made us stay here. The criminal who made this murder game. The mastermind of everything. Akane Tara. What are you talking... Is Akane gonna put on her despair face and go, "Wow, it took you long enough to figure this out." What are you talking about, Kinjo-kun? Don't call my name with a dirty mouth. Yeah. Akane is the mastermind behind everything? Wait a minute, Kinjo, are you misunderstanding something? Yuki's right, there's no way Akane could be the mastermind. No, it's not you, not me who's misunderstood. Well, it's not unreasonable after all. You did that to us. But that's why I'll definitely protect you guys from this heinous criminal. Kinjo, why are you doing this? Is this because of me stabbing Kizuna-chan? If that's the case, there's nothing I can do to argue with you, but still to call me a mastermind. Kizuna? That's pretty cute compared to what you did. Kinjo, what are you saying? I have no idea what Kinjo's been saying. Why are you doing this to me? Are we going to keep going? Fine then, but can you still do that after hearing this? Ultimate despair. Ultimate despair? Akane? It was a cry like a beast. After panicking and denying Kinjo for a while, she suddenly began to grab her head, screaming like something out of this world. Her screams were growing louder. More. It was a terrifying scream. Despair has changed. Akane? What the fuck is she doing? She's doing her fucking JoJo pose? It's refreshing. It feels like something that has been blocked was just opened. Haha, there's no problem with my memory. Just as that person said. I think it was very successful. It must have been a hellish day. It must have been hellish days to breathe without thinking of that person. I'm really sorry, Akane Tara. Huh? Who are you? Oh my, who am I? This is Akane Tara. Oopsie, is this our first time meeting? And I should give you a formal greeting. The ultimate maid. No wait, that's a mistake. This is the ultimate despair, Akane Tara. Please take good care of me, Maeda-sama, Kinjo-sama, Mikaru-sama, Otori-sama. Wait a minute. Am I the only one who can't keep up with this situation right now? It's you, Akane Tara. Akane, the mastermind? We didn't know each other just yesterday, but this morning we were together for a very short time, but I can tell. I know that Maeda-kun is a good person. Only from Maeda-kun. I didn't want to hear that from Maeda-kun. Actually, I wanted to apologize sooner. I'm sorry. The reason I asked you to dance is because I thought we could be able to talk like this. I'm really sorry. Maeda-kun, keep your mind up. Calm down and look into my eyes. You didn't do anything wrong. That Akane was the mastermind of everything? Ah, it looks like the power's returned. Is this the despair power turn on? I'm gonna die. Hey, suddenly the bear house was thrown down. I don't like this facility at all. Monokuma, it's been a long time. Hey, Monokuma, it's been a long time. What's that sound? Yak? Miss Tara, surely not. You have returned? You fucking Palpatine? I sure did. You've been through a lot. What is the situation? This isn't a dream, is it? It is not a dream. And Monokuma is moving separately on the subject of the mastermind. You've revealed your true colors. This time I'll definitely protect everyone. Oh my, Kinjo-sama, now isn't the time to say that. She looks kinda something with these poses. Since I woke up, this killing school life is no more. Asking Monokuma to dispose of each one of you is a breeze. Disposal is what I'd like to say, but that wouldn't be much fun, would it? Besides, I still have an appointment with a certain person, so I'll give you a chance to stand in the final stage. A wonderful stage to decorate the finale. Yeah. Okay, she just became the Joker, I guess. Okay, my question is, were there like clues that it was Akane? Because if they're just if it was like a if they were like a sleeper agent and they forgot that they were the mastermind, it could have just been any one of us. Like, doesn't really feel like a mystery. Like, it could have been fucking Otori waking up and being evil. Could have been Mikari. Could have been us. Like, I don't know. The situation in front of my eyes is incomprehensible, unfolding at the same speed of light. I just stood idly by, Akane, looking at the person who is Akane Tire. I have become frozen. Alright. I mean, I like that trial a lot, but not really for the mystery, because we didn't really solve anything. I would like to save. I'm surprised they reveal the mastermind in chapter 5. I still think we're evil, right? Because I thought for sure Yuki was going to be the mastermind. Because we've been having like fucking despair dreams and we fucking like were strangling Kurokawa like this morning. Anyway, yeah, the trial was good. Again, my biggest problem with it is the same problem I have with every case in this game, is that it's just Danganronpa 1 again. Like, this is just the same setup as Danganronpa 1, it seems. But this one, it was the same for the trial, but everything after was kind of interesting, I guess. It was pretty different. Wait, are we saying that fucking Kinjo shooting himself in the head like cured his amnesia that like the machine the fucking memory erasing machine gave him? Sure. Okay, anyway, gonna stop here. See you next time.